All right. Good evening. My name is Michael Strautmann, and I'm joined by Tedeesha Phillips and Nakeema Lubin. And we're here to talk about job order costing and how it affects Boeing Corporation. So as part of our agenda, we're going to talk about job order costing and what it is. How does a firm benefit from it? How does Boeing benefit from it? Talk a little bit about the operations at Boeing, how they use job order costing, and then we will wrap up with a short conclusion. So what is job order costing? Well, job order costing is used to track and assign costs to a specific job or batch. So when we talk about companies like Boeing, or we talk about any other companies that have specialized products or customized products, it's used in industries to make sure that jobs are separated by job type. It also helps to identify costs by job. It also helps to identify revenue and profitability by the individual job. Some of the key features, the costs are tracked separately because no two jobs are alike. When you think about the aviation industry, even though the company may build two of the same plane, if it's one's being delivered to Delta and one's being delivered to American, those planes can have very different aesthetics, looks, and feels, therefore creating different price points. The direct costs are assigned to specific jobs. So it's not that direct costs are just assigned to all jobs equally, but to the specific job. Overhead costs are predetermined and allocated to jobs. And most jobs have a cost sheet or like a job catalog, which details all of the costs, all of the parts, materials, et cetera, that go into that particular effort. It provides accurate cost tracking, so everything is traceable. There's a traceability factor that goes all the way from the bid through the job. It provides exact costs on a per project basis, so companies aren't wondering how much did we spend. And the data is at such a granular level that it can support strategic decisions and allowing companies and managers to make changes on a real-time basis. Provides better cost control. So managers can look at actuals against estimates and take corrective actions faster if there are overruns or underruns that are affecting the costs. And then it allows for performance evaluation. So the ability to evaluate profitability on each job and can help identify efficiencies in processes or teams. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Nakeema to talk about Boeing itself.
Yes, so we're going to go through operations at Boeing. The Boeing Company is a world-renowned aerospace and defense corporation that designs, manufactures, and services commercial airplanes, military aircraft, satellites, space systems, and a related technology. Founded in 1916 and headquartered in Arlington, Virginia, Boeing is one of the largest global aerospace manufacturers and a top U.S. exporter. It operates in over 65 countries and it employs more than 140,000 people. Boeing's business is organized into three major divisions: Boeing Commercial Airplanes, Boeing Defense, Space and Security, and Boeing Global Services. Each division focuses on high complex, technologically advanced products and services that require significant customization and strict compliance with regulatory and contractual standards. Moving on to the next slide. The manufacturing process at Boeing is distinguished by large-scale engineer-to-order production, particularly in the construction of commercial aircraft such as the 737, 777, and 789 Dreamliner, as well as military platforms like the F-15 fighter jet and the KC-46 tanker. These projects often span months or years and involve a vast network of suppliers, precision engineering, and tailored designs to meet specific customer requirements. As a result, Boeing's operations demand rigorous cost tracking, extensive project management, and a high level of coordination across multiple departments and geographic locations. Cost control and transparency are especially important in government contracts, which are subject to detailed auditing and cost verification procedures. Given this operational environment, Boeing is an ideal candidate for cost accounting methods that emphasize individualized tracking of resources and expenditures associated with specific production orders. I'll now move on to
Hi, my name is Tedeesha Phillips, and I'm reading the job order costing at Boeing. Cost accounting vital for financial management, airspace sector demand, precision, and efficiency. Boeing management production through cost accounting, job order, costing, tracks, project, cost accurate, accurately, advocate direct and indirect costs effectively. Examples at Boeing 787 Dreamline cost Vanis. What's that? I'm not too sure that word.
variant,
Identification. The last one, where's the example?
Dreamliner, cost variance, identification.
Variance identification, help maintain profitability and reduce waste. Cost accounting is integral to Boeing management of complex project, enabling precise tracking of direct and indirect costs via job order costing. The practice help identify budget variancy, particularly during significant production like the 787 Dreamliner, aiding in informed decision making and cost control. Efficient decision making and efficiency. Enhancing decision making and efficiency. Cost accounting aid in building and forecasting. Also, historical data inform realistic budgeting creation, ensuring efficient and resource of was that a vacation allocation and plan, identify inefficiency in products line prop potentially promptly support conscious continuous improvement throughout analysts strategies decision based on cost data influence action and evaluate in-house versus out sources by leveraging history cost data for budgeting and forecast. Boeing enhanced resort what's that? I cannot say that word for nothing. What is it? Allocation for new aircraft project. This strategic with these words. Light, please. Strategic approach to minimize costs, overrun, and promote operational efficiency. Reinforcing the importance of cost accounting in effective financial management.
So when we look at Boeing as an organization, the average cost of the most popular aircraft, and this should actually say the 737 MAX, they range from roughly $100 million to $400 million. Since each airline has a different requirement, those costs vary greatly. That's why job order costing is so important, because of the spread between a base model jets and one that is fully loaded. Some of these costs are determined by number of seats, complexity of the paint, the range of the aircraft. For example, the MAX 10 has a much longer range than the MAX 8, whereas the MAX 10 can go around the world, whereas the MAX 8 can only stay regional. Discounts, other negotiation items, even the number of bathrooms on board a plane can drive variances in the costs. So in summary, job order costing is about maximizing revenue and profitability on a per job basis, as well as tracking costs. All airlines have variations, whether they're subtle or noticeable in their orders. A company like Boeing will continue to use this method, since there is not a one-size-fits-all approach to costing any particular job for a new airplane. And it allows Boeing to stay competitive among all aircraft makers, allowing the company to make real-time decisions as it pertains to efficiency, comparing forecast to actuals, and evaluation of production in as close to a real-time format as possible. These are our references. We want to thank you for listening